I don't think anybody's going to doubt Flamengo. Just having been around the club, having been around their fans in Philly, it's an absolute priority, I think, for Bayern as well.
Não acredito que o Bayern seja time muito melhor do que o Chelsea. Vou discordar pouquinho do Bruno na parceria.
Depois da vitória contra o Chelsea e a classificação em primeiro lugar do grupo na Copa do Mundo de Clubes, o Flamengo está em alta com a imprensa mundial, hein? E alguns jornalistas da gringa dizem que apesar do Bayern ser favorito, se não entrar sério, vai perder o jogo. Será então que dá para encarar de igual para igual os alemães? O Danilo já disse numa entrevista que o Bayern não é tão mais forte assim que o Chelsea. Será que vem polêmica por aí? Alguns torcedores estão dizendo que a fala do Danilo foi desrespeitosa.
Eu não acredito que o Bayern seja time muito melhor do que o Chelsea. Vou discordar pouquinho do Bruno na parceria. Mas acredito sim que o Bayern é uma equipe que tem alguns jogadores com um pouco mais de experiência. O Chelsea era uma equipe muito muscular, eu diria assim, muito reativa e que te levava a um nível físico, assim, a estar num nível físico muito importante durante o jogo, senão você não aguentava o jogo. O Bayern, eu creio que é uma equipe que tem alguns jogadores que conseguem um pouco mais cadenciar o jogo e tentar ter um controle de bola um pouco maior. O que nos vai exigir um tipo de abordagem diferente e mentalidade também para essa partida. O que não quer dizer que a gente não vai precisar estar no melhor nível possível, mais ainda do que no dia do Chelsea, por ser uma eliminatória para poder passar a fase. Eu acredito que o Bayern é uma equipe que está acostumada a jogar esse tipo de partida. Acredito também que do lado deles eles estão olhando com preocupação aqui para aquilo que tem aqui no Flamengo. E penso que vai ser um jogo, como eu falei outro dia, que quem errar menos, quem estiver mais concentrado durante mais tempo durante o jogo, vai ter grande chance de poder passar a eliminatória.
Apesar das várias matérias dizendo que os europeus estão cansados, que eles não querem jogar o Mundial, se eles não quiserem passar vergonha, vão ter que fazer um esforço a mais. E se você gosta de vídeo de tretas e polêmicas do mundo do futebol, já se inscreve no canal.
So there we go. So now we get the tests up next. So we're seeing a Flamengo against a Bayern Munich, and we're seeing how important this tournament is to these teams and what type of game we might be expecting from them, Gab.
Yeah, this whole thing, are they taking it seriously, is important. You know my thoughts on this, but I don't think anybody's going to doubt Flamengo. Just having been around the club, having been around their fans in Philly, it's an absolute priority, I think, for Bayern as well. You know, I think they took this game against Benfica maybe a little bit lightly, and we can come out and say, oh, they drew, so they weren't taking it seriously. Well, you know, they certainly had their chances to win this game as well. I think Bayern are obviously going to be favorites, but not by a lot, because Flamengo have a ton of cohesion, they have a ton of experience. Talked about Miami, if it is hot, if it is humid, a team like Flamengo who are a little bit older, but there's a lot of individual quality from Pulgar to George Andres Keita to Jorginho, of course, to Danilo at the back. I think they can definitely hang with Bayern.
Yeah,
I think what
as well in Miami.
Oh, I've no idea. You know better. Well, you know.
Hot, humid, scattered thunderstorms.
Thank you very much. What about the rest of the week?
I'll check back with my glasses.
Well, I think what you do know is, if you're a European team, or if you're a big elite European club, as some of them are. Frank, all I'm saying is, if you're playing a South American team, one of the better South American teams, you need to be up for it, or you could have some egg in your face. And I think we saw that certainly with the Flamengo game. Who was it against, the last game they played?
It was against Chelsea.
Against Chelsea. I think
and Nico Jackson got sent off.
Yeah, that game we saw the clip of earlier, where Flamengo played some great stuff in this game, particularly early on. And I think there is no doubt, let there be no doubt that both the South American teams and their supporters want scalps. They want some big European scalps. They want this tournament. They are taking it serious. They have been the best in the tournament thus far. And if you're one of the teams like Bayern are, and one or two others playing these teams, then you are going to have to raise your game from where you have been. Otherwise, you are going to get beaten. Because their mindset, to me, watching the games that I've watched in this tournament thus far, which is not as many as others, is they are the mindset of these players is different. They're not moaning about the heat. They're not moaning about the pitches, as far as I they're just getting the job done, they're playing with a higher intensity, and they're playing some good football. So at this moment in time, the South American sides, the big ones, are the teams, without a doubt, are the teams to beat in this competition.
What do you want to say, Frank?
Two things I want to say. I want to say to some people, they have to stop complaining about the grass, about the heat. I mean, that was the beauty of when I was watching the 86 World Cup, for example, in Mexico, when before me, the 70 World Cup, the same area, same country, the 94 World Cup, where the grass was different, the weather was hot. In Mexico, it was high because Mexico City is in a very high level. And nobody complained about that because that was special. And that was the football of there. In Brazil, the grass were thicker, longer, and that was the kind of football we had. That was a different football. Now, everybody was the same football, the same grass, the same water, the same heat, where everything's... So stop complaining, play football. We are in a different side of the country, of the world, sorry. You're not in England or in France. You play in the United States, you play like it is, and don't stop complaining. The other thing is, I saw Bayern Munich, Benfica. I finally have the answer of whether that's the ending of the season or the beginning of a new season. When I saw Thomas Müller playing and Di Maria playing, I know that's the ending of a season because those players, one is going to go on retirement and the other is going to go back to his first club. So that's clearly the ending of the season. It was a question that I asked before. Nobody gave me the answer.
Now, if these players that are out doing all this moaning, what they want to do is go and get themselves, I don't know how you get this in the States now or anywhere else for that matter, is a VHS video recorder. And get yourself a VHS tape of the 1986 World Cup, particularly the Scotland matches, right? And you want to go and you want to fixate yourself on a one Mr. Stephen Nicol playing in Mexico. He looked like, it was so hot, he looked like a tomato with a Scotland strip on. He was that red. Right? Now that's a problem. Honestly, he looked like a giant tomato with a Scotland top on. So if he can do it, in Mexico, this lot can do it here.
And you don't need the VHS. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
We'll post the links.
Go and find it.
There you go. I forgot about that.
Go and find it. However, the Bayern players, like their German counterparts from Borussia Dortmund, also took the opportunity, the bench, to watch from inside
Yeah, why
and not
not?
sit out in that sweltering heat.
Oh,
Smart. There we go. Nobody's got any complaints about that. It is hot.
to be fair, they look.
Did we mention?
They look miserable, don't they?
Did we mention it was hot in America during the summer on the show
Well,
over these last few days?
A little bit hotter than normal.
Is it a carpet in the dressing room?
It
Do
did
they have
look
a
like a
carpet in
carpet,
the
yeah.
dressing room?
It
Can we
did
see the
look like a
picture?
carpet there, Frank, yes. Have you got a problem with that?
Wow, oh my God. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with many things, you know. Well, that's not my football, you know. Substitute in the dressing room because it's too hot with a carpet floor. Come on. Well, I don't know where football is going, but it's not going my way, I can tell you.
The game's moved on.
The game's moved on, and Auckland will
You know, we have carpets these days, where players just do as they want, they sit in the dressing room. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
We have throwing coaches and set-piece coaches and all sorts of things.
Well, Arsenal not here, we don't
Yeah.
have to chat about that.
E você, o que acha disso, torcedor? O Bayern não é páreo para o Flamengo? O Flamengo pode vencer a equipe alemã? Comenta aqui a sua opinião, se inscreve no canal e eu te espero no próximo vídeo e tchau!